Hello, good evening. My name's Mark and welcome to my case study, Everyday Counts, AEP 858BD. That's Data Analysis and Assessment with Dr. Adams. Summer 2020. Okay, let's get going. Right, for the first slide we have Golden Oak High School. Okay, section 1, summarise the case and establish the facts. Okay, I'll put them down in bullet points. So, facts. The principal is Mr. Rhodes. This is his first year in charge. The school has served and grown with the community for 55 years. Previously, Golden Oak High School was, one of the best and highest attendance rates in the area. Okay, in more recent years, approximately 85% of the student population have missed 10 or more days from school each year. Okay, it's sliding sadly. Okay, there are 965 students in grades 9 to 12. Now there are 11 team sport extracurricular activities, with football being the main sports. Okay, there's a large district rivalry as well with another school. Okay, there's a massive 31 different clubs for students to participate in. This is in addition to the football clubs. Okay, next slide. Continuing with the summary. Section 2, or page 2 of the summary. The school has a very low turnover of staff. Must be a nice place to work. Mr. Rhodes met with the superintendent, Dr. Newman, when he was first appointed as the headmaster last year. Now, Dr. Newman immediately shared and stated his main concern was with the poor school attendance record. There was no reason for this though, as Golden Oak has an attendance policy in place. Now this policy states that there needs to be a good reason for any student's absence, and this also needs to be combined with prior permission from the principal. Okay. Attendance additionally has a bearing on students' final grades. Now if students have more than 5 unexcused absences per quarter, that's minus 10 points from their grade. Okay, now Mr. Rhodes has been encouraged to liaise with the juvenile court system and also to work with social services. Okay, summary 3 continued. There's a few summary points to make here. 5 of the 965 students have been absent more than 10 days in the first semester. Students with the highest absent rates can possibly expect failing grades or falling grades. An example of this is Karen, a grade 11 student, a National Honour Society student. Now she's formerly grade A/B, but now she's sliding. Another promising freshman student, Christina, missed 2 major exams previously. Now, this was over a period of 3 weeks, 4 days in a row. As a result of this, she only gained grades C and D in her core subjects. Now sadly, last year Golden Oak was at the bottom of the attendance table. Very sad. Okay, section 2, report any legal or ethical issues. Legal, in the majority of cases, or majority of states, parents are required by law to explain the cause of any absence of their child within a set time period, also to be pre-approved by school officials. Legal again, compulsory school attendance is legally governed by the concept, here's a tongue twister, parens patriae. That is a tongue twister. Now this is enabled to protect and secure the welfare of all individuals. On to the ethical issue, education is vital to the welfare of any state, and also education cannot be seen as an unreasonable or arbitrary exercise of power. Okay, great. Moving on. Section 3. Synthesize exactly what's happening. 1 sentence. The only sentence I can think of, really, and the most fitting sentence. There is definitely attendance issues at Golden Oak, and the grades are reflecting this, sadly. Okay, section 4, we're moving on to synthesize the facts. Right. Start with the school is located in a suburban community. Principals do understand that students need to be in school in order for learning or the learning process to happen. every day is important by making a difference in the degree of continued learning that occurs in any school. Teachers are responsible for accurate school student attendance registers. Principals who are knowledgeable about required attendance can also help the homeroom teachers. Excuse me. Making parents understand laws and regulations governing the education sector can sometimes not be an easy job. Now, it's a job that needs doing, and it has to be undertaken very carefully in a sympathetic way. Mr. Rhodes is a new principal, and he is faced with a difficult task of improving falling attendance figures in a previously much admired local high school, previously the highest attendance records. Okay, synthesize the facts continued. Students are grades 9 through to 12. The majority of the community are middle-income families. Recently, Hispanic and Asian families have moved into the area. Parents generally work in a metropolitan area adjacent to the community, and there is a huge, strong athletic program with 11 different team sports at the school. It's a big program. Okay, section 5, review and prioritize the information. Now, it appears some of the staff do not value attendance and the effect it can have on grades. Administrative duties are not carried out correctly. Some parents do not support strong attendance. Popular sports students are sometimes given leeway on attendance. Some teachers are not correctly reporting absent students according to school procedures. Now, it's possible that grades have been adjusted in special cases of poor attendance. Homeroom teachers, helped by school counsellors, also school administrators, have tried to address the problem of poor attendance. Questions on these poor attendance figures are now being asked, and they need to be addressed. Okay, thank you. Section 6, identify your options and possible consequences. Option 1, take no action. Just forget about it, leave things as they are, stick our head in the sand, and maybe things will be okay. Absolutely not. Things will generally get worse. They always do. Option 2, should the office and teachers get together and establish an attendance policy and some procedures, or formal procedures? A new consequence could happen? Yes, it will. Good, successful framework, possibly, on attendance. Option 3, teacher training and to reinforce the understanding of school attendance procedures and requirements. Absolutely. Good consequence there. Now, option 4 is a bit more carefully approached. Ask parents to understand regular absences will affect grades. The consequence, just be a bit diplomatic and tread very carefully. Okay, let's move on to section 7, evaluate the topics, or the options even. Okay, I had a good think about this and sort of possible situations and possible scenarios. Which path should we take? Which way should we go? Sort of formulate a plan. So I do understand that we need to get to the root of the problem. We need to share information more regularly on attendance. We need to give more information and more solutions to the poor attendance. Teachers should be responsible and comply with school procedures. Now, the problem will eventually affect exam results if it's not dealt with, so it does need to be assessed. Okay, section 8, choose the best option. Number 1, create a school board to work in union with the truancy officer. Form a school-wide policy for attendance. Records need to be carefully logged and shared. Repeated bad attendance always has a reason. Finding out what that reason is always helps. Keep good communication with channels with parents, teachers and stakeholders. Regular meetings for reflection and progress. And parents need to understand that regular attendance is necessary. Okay. Section 9, implementing the decision. A school-wide attendance policy is to have clear guidelines. Teachers, staff, parents and stakeholders are all to be aware of this policy. There cannot be any favours done for sports achievements or poor reporting or for absent students. Homeroom teachers need to be on the ball on this one, definitely. The principal is to oversee all operations through a network of support staff. Each staff member will have their own specific duty and role in bringing Golden Oak attendance record back to the top. Review of attendance on a weekly basis for an elected chairperson. Records need to be updated every day by a certain time and accurately. Possibly elect a PR specialist to deal with parents' needs and questions. And of course, a principal will oversee the above, the PR, and speak directly to the parents if and when needed. Number 9, Plan B. We always need a Plan B, especially in Thailand, living in Thailand. Plan B is usually the Plan A after a while. Okay, Plan B, we cannot demand the students attend class regularly, but we can politely remind the parents of their responsibilities as a parent, and also to reinforce that angle with the US law stating that children are to attend school regularly, please. It should be made perfectly clear to parents that Golden Oak is a friend rather than a foe. Golden Oak are there to help. Schools are here to help. The aforementioned plan will be set up in stages, layers to make up different processes to combat the poor attendance. Now, if one of these layers doesn't work, or it has a negative effect, we can just replace that layer and bring in a new layer with another idea. I don't think we necessarily need to have a whole new Plan B, but just sort of adjust and adapt Plan A. So that's our Plan B, adjusting and adapting Plan A. Now, all improvement plans are continually fluid, constantly changing with the school demographics. Everything moves at a rapid rate. So there you have it. Okay, number 10. Standard 6. Have I satisfied requirements? I hope so. That's a tough assignment. I enjoyed it, and it took me a long time to get my head around it. But yeah, something new to me, case studies, but it's been excellent, and it's taken me a while. Tigger's asleep behind me, my cat, but it's taken me a while. Okay, and to finally end, my final slide, I'll stop boring everyone. AEP858VD. Thank you. And good evening from Thailand. It's 8:20 here now. So have a nice evening and bye-bye for now.